What?
I said wing it. Let's wing it.
Oh.
It's recording.
I think the frame is a little off.
Okay.
See, there's a little bit gapping over here.
Yeah.
That's better, I think.
Better?
Yeah.
A little bit better. My name's Casey. And that's Graciela. I guess she doesn't want to introduce herself. So this is like her first video, so I guess she'll probably talk a lot eventually, but
She'll probably talk a lot.
What are we talking about today?
I believe we're talking about Itaewon class.
Itaewon class.
Itaewon.
Right? Yeah.
Itaewon?
It'd be
Itaewon.
It'd be Itaewon class because
이태원 클라쓰. 이태원 클라쓰.
So yeah, anyways, we're watching that and we're on episode I think 13 and we got to get a couple more episodes. So but yeah, if you haven't watched any kind of foreign film or any kind of foreign shows at all, definitely would be a good step into that kind of scene, because pretty much most of us, if you're like me, have only watched Western influenced Hollywood stuff, glamorized stuff, and a lot of the world is influenced by that and how that all works, but definitely the foreign scene is something that you can watch and kind of get a grasp of and understand different cultures and what's going on, and it's like a new way to view life, I guess. What would you say?
I think you're kind of right. I don't know if it's looking at it at a new form of looking at life necessarily, but getting different perspectives, just cultural perspectives, is really nice. And then knowing or like finding differences and similarities between Western entertainment and what do you call that, Eastern entertainment or just foreign entertainment?
Yeah, I don't know the technical term. Not Western.
Yeah, non-Western entertainment. You get to see similarities, and especially if you are either of or of a similar ethnic background, you end up realizing like the small things that you find in common. Because I mean, there's some things that I see in foreign entertainment that I'm like, oh, that's like the exact same thing we do at home, or like there's similarities in cultures and food and, you know, in mannerisms and social class and economic class and, you know, the different types that you normally might not normally see in Western, or if it's overplayed in Western.
Yeah, like we learned this is a thing in Korea. This is a heart. I've never seen this before.
You've never seen it before?
Have you?
Yeah, I've had.
Really?
Yeah.
I
mean, not in, again, I've seen more like Asian films and entertainment. So
that's how you kind of saw it?
Yeah, and when I was in high school, I actually liked some of like I like some K-pop.
Is this like really old? Is this like a really old thing?
I don't, it's not old, I wouldn't say necessarily. It is just common. Like it's like the term cool.
Because I don't think a lot of Americans know about this. Do they do this at clubs too? Do they legitimately go to clubs? Because we were watching Itaewon class and there's a scene where the guy goes into a club and he starts, you know, dancing on a girl and he starts going like this. I'm like, what's he doing? And then it's the hearts, I guess. So it's kind of, obviously if you did that over here, you'd probably get laughed at by American girls, honestly. So I don't know. So anyways, we thoroughly enjoy the show. We thoroughly recommend it because it just hits you in all the feels. It makes you...
Oh, it makes me so angry at times.
Makes you so angry?
Yes. And you know which scenes. Like, I'm cheering on and getting like it goes into your core where you start feeling like this almost warm sensation of rage. But it's really a nice feeling.
So you watch way more shows than me. I don't watch very many shows, but she watches like shows constantly. Like if she's not watching shows, I don't know what would happen. It's like her heartbeat, like her heart would stop beating if she stopped watching shows. So she watches shows from the minute she gets up to the minute she goes to bed. So or YouTube or some form of social media she's on. So out of the shows that you watch, like, how is this one compared to that?
I would probably have to rank it really highly on my list of, like, if I can categorize like my favorite things to watch in a list, I would say it's gonna be at the very least in my top 10 to top 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like this show, so like just going through it for me, because I'm more of like a technical aspect and I kind of break it down, and it's got nice cinematography, the visuals are really good, the acting is very good. It's like they have high caliber actors. It's not like a soap opera. It's not like you watch it like it's like a soap opera where it's like all cheesy and stuff like that. Some parts are cheesy, but they're meant to be cheesy. The soundtrack is like fire. Like as soon as you watch the show, you see there's these graphic effects that pop up on the screen for the opening. Like every show's got an opening, and the opening is just fire, and the soundtrack is just fire, and I play it regardless of watching the show. I'm playing it on the side, like in my car and stuff like that, because the soundtrack is so good, and it just like hits you in the feels. And maybe you can relate this to a show that you've watched and you play the soundtrack. The show takes place over like almost 20 years, right?
15
years.
15.
So
they
like
said that at the beginning.
yeah, so it's not like a spoiler. So so at the beginning of the show, it's like 2003 or something like that. 2000, or is it 2005?
7. We're in 2020 right now.
Yeah, so
So
it must be
2005.
2005. So if it's been
Yeah.
15 years, it starts off in 2005 when these protagonists.
And I like the fact that they kept the consistency though with the technology.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
it's such a minimal thing,
Yes.
but you can totally notice it when, you know, like especially like a lot of these more like recent TV shows, they are like, oh, you know, fast forward 10 years, and they're still using like a modern, this era or this year phone. And it's like, wait, isn't it supposed to be like 5-10 years from now, and why are they using the exact same technology that we've had? And
Yeah, they had flip phones at the beginning, like in 2005.
And I know it's like such a minimal thing, but for some reason, like I like that little small attention to detail. I don't want them to. I mean, and this actually is very similar to the.
I didn't even know that it was in 2005 until he pulled out that flip phone. I was like, what's going on?
You didn't see that. Literally, like the first
I missed
like
it.
few sentences. It's like, but it all started 15 years ago, and it literally says on the screen 15
I
years
freaking
ago.
missed it, so I just thought it was like now. So like until he pulled out that flip phone, and it's like, what the heck?
You know.
This is a little bit embarrassing, but the batteries ran out when we were filming, so that is the end of the footage there. But I do want to heavily recommend this show. We are all in lockdown. We are all kind of in our houses right now in the midst of this virus going around. So if you have some spare time and you're doing a lot of nothing and you have a Netflix membership subscription, it might be worth a watch. It might be worth, maybe not this show, but another show. Try to broaden your horizons, try to get out of your comfort zone and watch something foreign, watch something different, and maybe something that you wouldn't necessarily watch otherwise. But other than that, I'm going to end this video here because it's getting a little long, so I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Don't go stir crazy, and hopefully you find some perspective in this time of uncertainty. Anyways, peace.
I think we're on 13.
13?
I think.
Okay.
I don't remember. We should have checked this. I can check it on my phone.
One more note.
Yeah.
Make sure always look here,
Oh,
not there. That's
Right.
distracting.
sorry.
That's okay. So, but I mean, even if you look at the camera a little bit away from the camera, but it connects more with the audience if you look directly in.
Oh, okay.
Love you.